Renato Amoroso is only 12.5 years old, but even at such a young age, for the first time seeing Malena, who is almost twice as old as Renato, he falls in love with her without hesitation. Hello friends, today I will tell you about the film Malena. Enjoy watching. June 1940. Benito Mussolini has just declared war on France and Renato's parents buy his first bike. Hopping on an iron horse, the boy rides in a group of older guys, begging them to take him into their team. One of them signals Malena's approach. Everyone sits down, waiting for the girl to pass by them. Hopping on bicycles, the boys overtake Malena and sit down again on her way to look at the girl. Malena is unusually beautiful, and only one of her looks evokes Renato's unbridled excitement. At night, the boy cannot fall asleep. Images of Malena are spinning in his head. In the morning, the boys' company measures their nipples. One of them tells the story that one day, while taking a walk in the classroom, he passed by Malena's house and the girl asked him to go get cigarettes. She accidentally opened a robe under which there was nothing at all. The guy blames himself for just taking it and leaving because he thinks it was a hint from Malena. For the first time, Renato decides to take a walk to school. Sitting on a bike, the boy goes to Malena's house, lining up opposite him. The door opens and Malena appears on the porch, asking Renato to go get cigarettes. Dragging him money, the girl drops coins on the ground. But these were just Renato's dreams. The boy steals his father's suit and takes it to the porter so that he can sew it for Renato. When the boy comes home, he gets it from his father, who found out that Renato skipped classes and even stole his suit. The boy is ashamed to wear short shorts, for which his friends constantly laugh at him. Renato's father makes a promise that as soon as the day comes when someone breaks Mussolini's head, he will buy the boy pants. At night, Renato runs through the window of his room. Reaching Malena's house, the boy climbs a tree, the branches of which grow near the walls of the girl's house. Renato pulls out one of the rivets in the shutters. Through the hole, the boy watches Malena, who lies on the bed and listens to the news on the radio receiver because the girl's husband went to war. The next day, Renato peeks at Malena again, coming back here at night. Putting a record, the girl begins to dance, taking a photo of her husband and pressing it to herself, imagining that her husband Nina is next to her. In the morning, Renato goes to the store, where he buys exactly the same record. Before going to bed, the boy turns on the same song, beginning to imagine that Malena enters his room. He carefully touches the girl, then undresses her. A gang of concerned young men is waiting for the girl again to stare. Renato, on the pretext that he urgently needs to go, leaves the guys and goes to the city himself to follow Malena. Passing through the central street, the girl peeks at the looks of others. Continuing to follow Malena, Renato finds out that the girl is visiting someone else's apartment. After school, the boy meets Malena again on the central square. Local residents whisper about the girl, considering her a courtesan. Gaining strength, Renato decides to go to meet Malena, but the girl does not pay any attention to him. Having followed her, Renato finds out that Malena is coming to the same apartment again. Deciding to figure out who the girl is coming to, Renato climbs on the gate, finding out that Malena is visiting her deaf father, a Latin teacher, which makes the boy very happy. At night, Renato is engaged in a cupcake with Malena, but without the participation of the girl herself. The spring creek does not let the father fall asleep, who shouts at the boy that he will soon be blind from his studies. In the morning, on a general charge, Renato learns from his friends the news that Malena's husband was killed in the war. At the central square of the meeting, where this news is announced to all the residents, expressing sympathy for Malena, Renato goes to the apartment of Malena's father. Climbing to the balcony, the boy notices the girl, who lies on the bed and mourns the death of her husband. Entering the room, Renato sits next to Malena and kisses her lips, after which he promises to always be next to the girl. After Nina's funeral, various rumors about Malena begin to spread throughout the city. Fighting for the girl, Renato makes fun of those who carry them. Arriving at Malena's house, the boy steals the panties of the girl, which dry after washing. Basically lubricating the springs on the bed with oil, Renato spends the whole night engaged in a cupcake with Malena. However, the girl does not know anything about it. In the morning, Renato's father enters the room, discovering women's panties on the face of the happy boy. For this, the man punishes his son, locking him in the room and slamming the window. After a few days of starvation, a doctor arrives at Renato's house. Having listened to the boy, he recommends letting Renato out to the street, since the boy needs fresh air. Arriving by bike to Malena's house, Renato discovers the strange behavior of men in the city. Marriage games for Malena's heart have begun. At school, at the Latin lesson, the teacher, Malena's father, is given an anonymous letter in which it is said that his daughter sleeps with the whole city. At night, Renato rushes to the girl's house, where Malena spends time with a military officer. He insists on another meeting because it has been 10 months since the funeral of Malena's husband. Leaving the girl's house, the officer meets a local dentist who goes to Malena to make up. Between them, there is a fight for the heart of the girl, which Renato observes. The showdown is stopped by the dentist's wife, who beat her husband and accuses Malena of adultery. Already in the morning, rumors are crawling all over the city that the girl has 2 lovers at once. Coming to her father, Malena cannot enter the apartment, since the man has changed the locks on the doors, not wanting to see his daughter for that anonymous note. Malena is going to be tried for contact with the dentist, because of which the family of the doctor broke up. For her defense, the girl turns to the lawyer. Did the dentist spend the night with Malena on the matter of the judge? The girl says that they met once, which causes a ruckus in the courtroom. Only, according to Malena, the dentist was with her for no more than 5 minutes, since he only brought medicine for her deaf father. As for the lieutenant with whom Malena met, the officer was transferred to Albania because of his relationship with the girl. And before that, he was interrogated, where he said that their meetings with Malena were exclusively friendly, and nothing immoral happened at these meetings. At his speech, the lawyer says that Malena is only guilty of being beautiful. Because of this, everyone envies her, spreading rumors behind the back of the girl. At night, Renato goes to the observation post again. Noting the justice, the lawyer dances with Malena, after which he begins to harass the girl. Malena gives him money, but he throws them away, saying that his services are much more expensive, begging the girl to marry him, taking off her clothes. Renato can't watch it, because the jacket on which the boy was standing breaks. After that, Malena completely stopped appearing on the street. There are rumors in the city that Malena is preparing to marry a lawyer, and the boy does not understand how she agreed. After all, this Burov never washes and stinks worse than a pig. The lawyer goes to his mother to get her blessing to marry Malena, but the woman drives him away, not wanting this pervert to wear her husband's last name. It's time for Renato to finally buy pants. At this time, rumors are crawling around the city that the marriage of Malena and the lawyer has come to an end. Again, following the girl, Renato finds out that she is dating a local man who brings food to Malena, since no one in the city sells food to the girl, and also does not take her to work. For a bag of flour and bread, the man wants to get paid by nature, but the rate of the enemy's aviation makes everyone hide from the bombing. The body of Malena's father is taken out of the rubble of the destroyed house. After Renato's funeral, he goes to watch the girl again. At night, a car drives up to her house. One of the locals brings cigarettes and coffee to Malena, for which the girl gives up. The man promises to come every Tuesday, to which Malena asks not to forget to bring food. In the morning, a girl appears on the central square. She cut off her long hair and repainted it into a shatenko, which made it even more beautiful. She sits down at the table and takes out a cigarette. The next day, Malena goes to work, immediately gathering men around him, stretching the light. Renato imagines how he saves Malena from these foreigners. After a while, the boy notices Malena in the company of German officers. Imagining how the girl serves the Wehrmacht officers, Renato loses consciousness. The boy's mother believes that a demon has settled in Renato, so she invites the exorcists to drive away the spirit. But the boy's father is sure that Renato is just growing up, and he needs a woman. The man leads Renato to the brothel, where all the girls remind him of Malena. Among them, he notices the only one that immediately attracts his attention. Under the sound of explosions, the boy becomes a man. Allies are greeted on the central square of the city. Since the city will be liberated from the Germans and collaborators, women decide to take revenge on Malena. They drag her out to the square and start beating her, after which they cut off the hair on the girl's head. But, making fun of Malena, they drive her away. After following her, Renato finds out that Malena is leaving this city. After a while, Nina arrives. Malena's husband, who allegedly died in the war. Nina lost his hand, and then was taken prisoner. Now, returning to the city, The officer cannot find his wife, and no one can tell him what happened, and refugees have already settled in their house. Climbing on an already familiar tree, Renato throws a letter to Nina, in which he tells that Malena was faithful to him all the time. A lot has happened in her life, but all this time Nina was considered dead. According to Renato, the girl went to Messina. That's all he knows. Getting on the train, Nina goes after her. Exactly a year passes. A measured life is boiling in the city. All residents freeze to death, seeing Malena with her husband Nina on the central square. The girl, Renato, does not understand why everyone is so focused on Malena. The girl comes to the local market. Women, who beat her a year ago, decide to talk to her, saying hello. Malena greets in response. At this moment, women offer the girl to buy vegetables with a good discount, and someone even pulls Malena's jacket, offering to pay when she has money. Renato appears, again starting to follow the girl. Malena heads towards the house, but drops the bag from which the fruits are poured. Running up to her, Renato helps to collect everything in a bag, after which he wishes Malena happiness. This is where the film ends. Thank you for watching and see you on the channel.